Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Hi, I'm Abraham Lincoln, also known as Honest Abe. The roots of this nickname started in my early working life. I worked as a general store clerk, and one night I was counting the money in the drawer after closing and found that I had a few cents extra than what should have been in the drawer. And then I realized that I had shortchanged a customer earlier that day, so I walked a long way to return the money. I was born on February 12, 1809, in Hodgenville, Kentucky. I was named after my paternal grandfather. I grew up on a farm and tried to gain as much knowledge as I could. My father's strong work ethic and anti-slavery beliefs influenced me at a young age. I married a girl named Mary Todd, and we had 4 boys, but only one lived to be an adult. I made money by splitting rails and doing other odd jobs. In 1834, I ran for legislature and I was successful. In late 1847, I beat my opponent for Congress. In late 1854, I easily made my way into the Illinois House of Representatives. While in the Illinois legislature, I decided to study law and paid almost no attention to slavery. In 1858, I ran against Stephen Douglas for senator. I didn't win, but I won all of the northern states besides New Jersey. A famous quote of mine: "Better to remain silent and be thought of a fool than to speak and remove all doubts." I gained popularity because I ran against Douglas, and because of this, I was elected as the 16th President of the United States on March 4th, 1860. The Civil War was a big part of my presidency. The Civil War started when the Confederate attacked Fort Sumter. I took the Civil War very seriously, so I hired Ulysses S. Grant as chief of the Union armies. The Union Army only had 16,111 men. The Battle of Gettysburg was a turning point of the Civil War. The Confederate tried to make peace negotiations with General Grant, but he refused. On April 9, 1865, the Confederate surrendered to the Union. I had a famous quote that went like this: "I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends." Since I was elected president, I've been under a lot of pressure to outlaw slavery because of the possibilities of danger. In March 1862, I made huge steps to outlaw slavery. In the summer of 1862, I realized that my plan had gone nowhere. Another famous quote of mine: "When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on." Those who deny freedom to others deserve it, and not for themselves. 5 days after the Civil War, I introduced the Emancipation Proclamation to the U.S., and it stated that all slaves would be freed in 100 days. On April 14th, 1865, the night of Good Friday, I was enjoying a play with my wife at Ford's Theater in Washington. A couple minutes after 10 p.m., the actor John Wilkes Booth entered the presidential booth, which I was in. He walked up behind me with a gun, put it to my head, and then shot. I died the next morning at 7:22 a.m. I died when my country needed me the most. One of my favorite quotes. And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. To be dedicated that this nation, under God, shall have some fourth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Just remember, whatever you are, be a good one.